drawing board. Oh, my camera needs to be pointed. There we go, at the drawing desk more. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I think we're prepared for some drawing. And good afternoon. Well, now it's
Drawing, activate, commence.
Yeah, drawing, activate, commence. Good evening. Anyone chilling out with us? We're having our Friday art stream, doing some concept development for the lore book, and we are moving now beyond Andaruna and getting into Serapeum, so some more like exotic, fun, foreign things that we have not seen before. Let me actually look at my audio output. Oh look, it does look like my audio is going out properly. Liz, say something.
I am saying something.
Excellent. It looks like the audio is going out there as well.
Is more lore critters? Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed. More lore critters.
Or is it video game production? Who even knows?
Well, first we'll make it in the lore book, and then we'll get skirmish busted out, which is character versus character. And then after that, who knows? Maybe a lot of these creatures will find their way into like a side scroll or something. That might be fun.
You know, it's funny. I was watching some PS2 video game review stuff, and somebody mentioned about how like a lot of old video games used to put the concept art as like bonus material in the game somewhere, and they don't really like do that much anymore.
Ooh.
It's kind of sad. This is like the exact kind of artwork that you'd beat the game, and then you would see like a bonus section, and then just have like a whole bunch of concept art.
It might be fun to do in like
like a gallery.
Yeah, I think we were even gonna have like some of the loading screens were having to be like skirmish card art from the physical card game. So
I remember in Sonic they had the little manual, and it had like drawings of all the robot villains in there, and I thought that was so cool. Everybody got a little drawing.
Yeah, like little drawings of people.
Back when you got a manual in your video game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, back.
You laugh.
Back when you also got a video game with your video game, and not just like a temporary rental agreement of some sort.
A code that you can redeem.
Yeah. The good
I
old
think
days, when you had a game, and once you bought it, it was yours, and you could play it forever. And I think the way it works now is it'll disappear as soon as the company's like, well, there's no longer profit in maintaining the server, so now your game's going to vanish. Thank you for paying like $60 to have a video game that vanishes after 2 months.
Also, if you make your own version, your own server, we will sue you.
Well, naturally. Do they actually do that? Do they sue people that are like keeping the games alive on their own recognizance?
And too, yeah, that was what happened with Nostalrius. There was these guys that were trying to like World of Warcraft. I never really played World of Warcraft. It was like a really beloved game for a long time, and then they started making it like into a weird like Facebook game where you would have to wait like real life hours for a lot of stuff to happen.
Oh, cool.
For something called your garrison, and like if you didn't do that kind of shit, you would be like totally useless. So
my God,
like people, yeah, they changed it to where there was a whole bunch of shit like that, and everything was just really gay. And so these other people, Mark Kern and a couple other people, they made their own server that was like what WoW Classic is now, kind of. And there were like thousands of people playing it because they just really wanted to play WoW the way it used to be. And Blizzard's like response to that was to send them a cease and desist letter.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Dave, do you really think tying a rope to this dinosaur is going to help it?
Liz, do you know what's going to happen if you don't tie ropes to dinosaurs? Have you seen Jurassic
Park? I'm
Park?
pull you on.
Fly away.
Yeah, it'll fly away. He'll get on.
They'll fly away, oh glory.
Come fly away, come fly away. So no, they've got little ropes, and that helps. Also, relatively speaking, these ones are kind of smart, so you can train them, and they can get to know you and be affectionate and cool. So they
what is
And
this
live on your
force?
roof.
Ascension?
Yeah, this is for Ascension. I'm starting to do some of the cool Serapeum lore because it's got to be exotic and fun and have interesting things. Because it would be no fun if every single location in this massive thousands and thousands of miles, if this huge world, every single location just had like the same 5 animals. You know, that'd be kind of ho hum.
And that would be a lame video game, so we need more.
The big universe out there with lots of galaxies.
But every galaxy is basically the same galaxy.
Oh,
Every
okay,
galaxy
all right.
has its thorns.
All right, is it the last day for Sketch of the Month fan art suggestions?
In fact, it is. Tonight, actually, it might be tomorrow, based on how we're feeling. But tonight or tomorrow, we are going to harvest ideas, and the ideas are being harvested from the Dreamcord Fluxer server. So if you're in the Discord and you're like, hey, I want to submit an idea, where do I submit a suggestion for the monthly fan art or the sketch of the month? You gotta get yourself in Fluxer because we're going to harvest them from the Fluxer room that has been designated for that purpose.
You will find a link to Fluxer. I'll post another one too. But like, you'll if you're in the Dream Cord, you'll have a link. You'll be able to get into Fluxer.
I will say I'm impatient for Fluxer to get their mobile app up because one of the few things.
Yeah, me too.
One of the few things I do in there is I'll, in the Dave Shares channel, I'll take little photographs of what I'm working on and stick it in the Dave Shares channel so people can kind of see, oh, look what Dave is up to today. Look, he's drawing some pictures. What a rare occurrence. But if I take a picture on my phone and I'm chilling somewhere drawing, and then I can't use my phone to put it in there, then suddenly it's like, oh, this is now more friction. Now do I want to relocate myself from the drawing board to do a different thing? And it's like less convenient. So Fluxer people, if you're listening to this, please
Technology and effort.
Get your mobile app rolling, people. David wants to share photographs of drawings.
Kind of thought they would have that working by now, but it's been. I think all that stuff was starting to happen like in February.
Yeah.
So it's been about almost a half a year, like 4 or 5 months, and I don't know. We just haven't really seen. It's not a long time, but I hope they get it done soon because I would have thought there would have been some like rudimentary version of it, especially with all the people. It's open source, so with all the people like contributing code and stuff, I figured someone probably would have just done it for them by now, but it's not been done. Or if it has been done, it's not been done where like it's secure enough or something, or that people that work for Fluxer are like, okay, yeah, this is it, fam.
I think they're gonna
This is
get
it, chief.
I think they'll get it, but just to be on the safe side, that's why we haven't just completed the migration and made it totally mandatory and ended the existence of Discord. It's like, nah, it's still there. Who knows? Maybe if Fluxer really face plants, we might have to be like, oh, I guess we're still in Discord. Everyone, open your mouth.
Open your mouth, ha ha ha. Yeah,
Just
I
imagine
wish
that little
that
tongue guy from Kung Pao with the little tongue mouth on there.
Yeah, seriously.
the main character, the chosen one.
Yay!
Ironically,
Yeah.
in that movie, opening your mouth and showing your tongue defeated the New World Order, whereas in reality, it's in fact the opposite.
Mama says that
Yeah.
Fluxer deletes the files after 3 years.
Yeah, if you don't self-host or pay like the little subscription fee, then the pictures and like media stuff that you upload will disappear in 3 years. Just
Not
because
sure
like
I feel-
Fluxer
Oh no, 3 years.
cannot afford to just have them like be up forever. Yeah. So you have 3 years to download them. Hopefully you'll get them before 3 years.
The memories.
Just barely enough time.
Inevitably, there's going to be a bunch of people like joining the Patreon and be like, hey, we wanted these rewards from exactly 3 years and 1 week ago, and we noticed that they're not there. Could you please re-upload those for us?
I haven't had 3 years, but I've had other people try that.
And I'll be like, you should have downloaded them when you had the chance.
And then you'll be like,
Yeah,
hold
if
on.
you
like,
don't grab them in 3 years, man, it's sort of on you. Tell you what I did this week, Dave, and the answer may shock you.
What did you do this week?
I watched
Oh,
what is it called?
Digital Circus.
The Digital Circus show. The one
All of them?
everyone has a huge opinion about, right?
Yeah,
Did you watch all of it?
I haven't really watched it ever because I will admit I'm just sort of like a prima donna when it comes to character designs, and I was like, oh, those characters look like ugly colors. I don't want to see that, so I
The
just didn't.
logo up.
Yeah, I don't like the
me.
I mean, I'll say the character designs serve the purpose of like what the creator wanted to do with the characters and the show pretty well. I don't really like them. I don't know. They're just they fit like what they want to do, but they're not like attractive to me. Like I avoided watching it for a long time because I did not really like the character designs very much. But I don't know. I had I didn't really go into it with very many expectations. I thought it was going to be your typical like. The only expectation I had about it was like, oh, it's obviously going to be one of those things where like people the show is mainly designed to be like a stand-in for like real world social issues or something like that, you know, because that's what like everyone has said that it is. But when I watched it, it did not. I didn't really get that from the show.
I will admit, like if the character designs match the story and they fit the function of the story well, I would be open to like checking it out sometime. I could carve out a little time.
I feel like they do.
The main reason that I usually look at character design and nope out without giving stuff a shot is I feel like usually character design quality is a very good metric for overall quality of a story or of something. Like if characters just look like Dookie, usually like 90% of the time in my experience, the story and the pacing and everything else is equally Dookie. So it's like to me, I kind of use that as like a metric for like, oh, is this good at all? And if the character design is bad, usually it's all bad. But
I do the same thing, but it also comes down to, do I want to sit and watch it? Do I have the tolerance?
well, I mean, if the story is good, or if it's like like, you know, if the character design, if like some sort of like weird or like different taste of character design is actually the best thing for the story, and the story is like okay, then that's different. Then that's sort of like, oh, this might be one of those exceptions, one of those edge cases where even though the design is not to my taste, it might actually be the right choice for the story. Who knows?
Yeah, like that's how I felt about this character designs. Like before watching it, I okay, and I still don't really think that they're aesthetically pleasing, I guess is the right word, the right phrase to use.
Aesthetically, yeah, probably not. Well, I don't like.
I'm not gonna go look for like fan art of these characters or anything because I don't really. The way they look, I'm not like super into them. But
You're not gonna buy the plushies.
What did you say, Julius?
You're not gonna buy the plushies and put them on your bed.
No, probably not. I don't usually buy things like that anyway. But nothing about it really makes me want to purchase anything except for just to support the creator or whatever. But I don't even know how much of that goes to the creator. But either way, I guess I didn't have like a huge opinion about the show other than, yeah, the character designs just make it look like it's not for me, right? And I really did assume from what I heard about it online and from just, I don't know, kind of the way like Glitch sort of behaves and reacts to things, I was like, okay, well this is gonna be one of those shows where it's like, oh, this is my trauma. Oh, this character represents this trauma. This character represents that trauma. Trauma. Here's my trauma dump show, and I was like, well, that's probably what that is. So I'm not, you know, I don't think I'll be very interested in it. But a couple people I know, like it took someone I know who usually has like a good taste in things for the most part, to tell me like, yeah, I've watched that show. It's funny. It's not what people kind of like make it out to be. And I was like, oh, really? And I watched it, and I watched. I think there's only 8 episodes out now, and there only will ever be 9. I think the 9th one is the one that's going to go in theaters, and I do think it was like I think it's a weird idea to put things in theaters after it's been on for free on YouTube for the whole time, because I hate when they do that with anime. Like there's a couple anime that like they did like regular episodes, and then for whatever reason they decided we're not doing regular episodes anymore. Even though the manga comes out regularly, we're not doing TV shows episodes anymore. We're just going to do movies, and the movies are always in like select theaters or something. It's always like somewhere you can't get to it, and the movies have like all these events, and sometimes they have special scenes and stuff that you won't get if you buy it like on home video later on Blu-ray or something.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, and then the Blu-rays are of course all region locked and stuff. It's like, can you just like why are so many people pirating anime? Because you can't access it when you do things like this. Anyway, I think they're going to release this for free on YouTube later, but it's a weird decision to premiere it in theaters, and I don't know, maybe it'll work out for them. They'll make a bunch of money. But my opinion, I think I'm probably going to do a short video on the show. So my first video in years on YouTube will probably be for the Amazing Digital Circus. But
All your
I guess
haters are
like
gonna be like, what? We thought he was dead.
Yeah, well, a lot of them probably think that I am, but the way I feel about the show is kind of what people said to me is it's funny. It's funny in ways that are different enough from all the other modern stuff that's coming out, that the way they do it, and it's quirky in like a good way, and the show made me laugh a lot, and I didn't think that it would. But it does, and it has some interesting little mystery stuff that's added underneath all the comedy, and it's balanced well, it's written well, the characters all have like really good chemistry. I thought that the guy, the ringmaster guy, whose name is Kane, he's the guy who has like the little like chattering teeth for a head with eyes inside the teeth. Yeah, which they use for visual gags a lot that are pretty funny. The show does visual gags a lot, really well. I thought the whole show was like, he was like some AI that hated humans. Like I have no mouth and I must scream, and that he was like tormenting the other characters, and that was what his job was. But that would have been fine, I guess. But like, that's not actually what's going on. What's going on with Kane is that, and it's not like a spoiler or anything. They spell this out. That's another thing I'll get to in a minute. But he is like an AI that his whole job, like he knows what he is. He's like, I'm an AI that's like designed to create fun and interesting games for humans, and you guys are in here and like, you want to stay, right? You want to stay with me, and you want to just like play games and stuff with me, because that's what we're supposed to do. And like, they imply a lot that they don't really like the games that he creates, and he's just like, but that's the only thing that I'm good at. That's what I'm made to do. So how can I be bad at the thing that I'm good at? Like he has like these moments of like conflict that are just like exactly the way like an AI would sort of think of things. And the way he designs the games is exactly the way like a modern day AI right now in 2026 would sort of like design something to like at the request of a human. Like they request like, hey, we should do something normal, like on a fast food restaurant or something. That might be a fun game. And then like he makes a fast food restaurant where there's all these like weird like there's a soda called Pep that is like what people mainly drink, and then there's like a woman who comes in and she's extremely pissed off about like how the last time I came here, I ordered the stupid burger and they forgot to add the sauce that makes you stupid. The girl's just like, oh, okay, ma'am. We'll make sure we get the sauce on this time. And it like one of them, I think, tries some of the sauce, or like it accidentally like gets on her, and it just slowly makes her like really stupid, the way like weed does or something. For like the whole episode, and it's fun. Like I don't know, I think that's funny. They got like a couple good celebrity cameos, you know, if you want to call them that. Like Chris O'Neill is in it.
Oh, cool.
I don't want to, you know, it would be a little convoluted to explain like what kind of cameo he has in there, but it's funny. It's a good cameo. And
Was there a beach episode?
there is a beach episode, and the beach episode is sort of like a joke of it being a beach episode for a little bit, and then it kind of goes into something a little bit different. I think during the beach episode, Zach Hadel appears and Senior Palo appear. They play these two little fish characters when the clown girl goes underwater. I can never remember her name, but the other thing, I wanted to talk about with the show was that there's just like I understood this to be something where the way people talk about it, where there was like this big, super huge mystery that the show was like delivering hints on like what the actual solution, like what was going on would be, but it was still very like mystified what was going on. But it's not. It's very much spelled out what's going on, and I thought the reason people were canceling their tickets to the movie when they saw the leaks was because the ending was something unexpected and disappointing that like invalidated the entirety of like the show. But that's not really the case. Like I watched that show and I've seen some of the leaks, and I've seen what people are talking about like with the leaks in regards to the show and how they're like, oh, this ending sucks or whatever. If the leaks are real and that is what actually is going on, I don't really understand what people are angry about, because this is very much spelled out that that's probably how they were going to end the show, with like a reveal of what's going on and why the characters are trapped in this like little digital game thing, and you know all everything that the leaks sort of like spell out and what happens in them. It's very much like blatantly, overtly led up to in the 8 episodes I saw. So I don't, if people are disappointed with the ending because they're just like, that's so unexpected and it invalidates all the character struggles, it was all a dream thing kind of thing. Oh, well, fuck you. Like, they're very much like spelling out overtly to you that is what the end was probably going to be, and what the big reveal at the end was probably going to be.
Well,
So,
I think
I don't know.
The problem is that a lot of people on Reddit got together and made a group and like cooked up a whole bunch of like lost meanings behind it. Like
I think the problem is, I think sometime around 2016, Yahoo bought Tumblr and they banned porn. And so all of those people,
that's the base of the problem.
Yeah, it's just like if you went to some, just imagine there's this like entire country of people who are just like mentally retarded, and they are not like mentally retarded in like a way where it's like, you know, oh, they like to, I don't know, they really like cereal or something. It's like mentally retarded in a way where like they like to burn down buildings and fling human shit everywhere. So something happens and I don't know, England or somebody goes to war. There's like a war, and then because of this war, there's all these like refugee guys, and they have to come somewhere, and they put them in like I don't know, Manhattan or something, and then they start burning buildings down because that's what they've done their whole life. That's sort of what's happening with Tumblr. Tumblr was the nation, and the war was Yahoo buying them and canceling their ability to entertain themselves with weird like porn of like Illumination characters or whatever. And so like all those people are just out in the wild now, and the only the place where they ended up going, even though they hate it, is Twitter. And so if you talk to people on Twitter about this show, that's what they'll tell you. It's just like, well, no, see, the way it should have ended is this character should have got with this character, and they should have been able to do this thing, and it shouldn't have been this way. Like they all just, I don't know, they all have like their own ending in their head, and because the ending that they got isn't that, they're sending like death threats to the person who made the show. That's the other thing I'll say is that I felt bad for the creator before I watched the show, because even though I had my own like expectations about the show, I guess, like preconceived notions, I still thought, well, this is just a person who wanted to make a cartoon, however lame or unfunny it probably is. They just wanted to make a cartoon, and now they're getting people trying to like find their address to come in and kill them over like a cartoon. And I felt bad for them because of that. But now that I've actually seen the show, and it made me laugh, and I see that it's not actually even like what people kind of talk about it being like. I feel even worse for them now, because it's very obvious that they weren't trying to like do anything stupid or like preach to people via like a cartoon or anything like that. It does genuinely seem like they set out because they had like a funny little idea for a cartoon, and they wanted to make it, and they wanted to have like funny people come in and bring it to life and stuff. And they managed to do that for 8 episodes, and maybe 9 now. And there's just this small pocket of people because they obviously they don't understand the value of what I call tending your garden. So if you make something online and people like it, you have to tend your garden as your community and as your fame and whatever, as all that grows, just like a garden. You have to go and you have to cut it so that it grows a certain way, and so that it's healthy, so that everything has enough air passing through it. It can keep itself cool. The plants that need sun can keep the plants that need shade a little bit cooler and shield them from sunlight. You need to prune your garden. Sometimes you'll have to get rid of some of your growth so that the way everything will grow over time will be healthy and symbiotic. And a lot of people who gain notoriety online for whatever reason, they don't understand that. That's why you've heard me say on the stream before, a lot of people just can't handle fame. That's one of the reasons people can't handle fame, is because they don't understand the value of tending your garden. This person, Gooseworks, I think is the name. Mm-hmm. They obviously do not understand that, because it seems like their garden has gotten very out of control. And now every time they go in to pick fruit or vegetables, a scorpion will come out and sting them, or a spider will bite them, or there'll be thorns everywhere somewhere. And
I heard that their reaction to problems on Reddit was to delete their account, which I think is a little overzealous,
I don't know. It's probably
maybe I don't know what they were reacting to.
On the other hand, is it ever a mistake to delete your Reddit account?
Yeah, I was gonna say less people on Reddit is probably great. I don't know what they were reacting to on Reddit. That it seems at the outset like, yeah, that might be a little bit of an overreaction, but I don't know what was going on, and they may have just been like, fuck this, I'm not talking to people on Reddit anymore about my show. I don't know, but like
I just don't know how you can like weed out people complaining on Reddit and Tumblr. I mean, you have to let them talk.
If you're managing the subreddit, by getting rid of them, or by just deleting your Reddit, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if she was ever like over the subreddit, but anyway, if you're a creator and you don't understand those things, you should learn them. But hindsight's 2020, right? If you're someone who is producing or publishing something for a creator and you understand that, you should basically if you're ever going to become a producer or like a publisher for something, you should understand that concept. That should be a prerequisite of helping someone else produce something. And if your creators do not understand that, it is your duty, your responsibility as their publisher or as their producer to either educate them of that, or to step in and take the reins and say, hey, we are gonna help you keep your garden nice here, so that you're not getting scratched up by thorns and spines and stuff like that every time you reach in here to come out. And I'm gonna go out in my garden and I'm gonna pick some turnips and squash in my garden. Uh-oh, now I'm bleeding to death. Like, and I'm also been bitten
they're
by
hunting me down and trying to
poisonous.
kill me.
I've been bitten by all these venomous animals. Yeah, like that. Everything in my garden is now trying to kill me. There's all this fruit in there I need to pick because I need to sustain myself so that I can keep taking care of my garden and making it beautiful for everything in the garden to benefit from it. But now it's become too. I can't like live and take care of my garden and my life and also make my cartoon, because that's like now becomes such a Herculean thing. Like your producer should step in at some point and help you with that, or educate you about that, or manage that for you. And I don't feel like that happened. And I don't know, maybe that was attempted, and by the time, I don't know the story, but I would say mad shade on Glitch Productions if they did not help these people do this thing, because there is absolutely no excuse for that. We do that for our creators at Vivid.
Yeah.
So, and we're extremely small. And I think that Glitch manages like a lot of animation things, but there's only one I've ever heard about anyone actually watching. And that's two now. That's Amazing Digital Circus and this Gameaverse thing.
Yeah.
Which I think Gameaverse is like the Game Grumps people. So they know how to manage the community, at least as well as they have been managing their own. So they probably don't need help with that. But this Gooseworks person, it seemed like maybe, looking back into the past, that they maybe needed help with this. And it seems like they did not get that. So
I checked and they've been off Blue Sky for 8 days, so they may not come back.
I hope that Glitch, I hope that at least someone learned something. I hope that they learned how to manage a garden better, so that if they ever start, making something new after this, and that's the biggest tragedy to me, if they don't ever create again, because this show is really funny, and the show it's not like a masterpiece or anything like that, but it is something special. You can tell it's something from the heart of this person. It's like they're using the medium of motion picture as an expression of just like, hey, there's this funny thing in my head and I just want to communicate it to you through motion picture. You can absolutely, that comes through in that production. But now, because of the experience they've had creating something once, they might just be like, this is what it is like to create things. Fuck this. I'm not fucking doing this again. And there might be other things that person would have created that we just will never see now, because of people not like helping them weed out like bad things in their garden that were just allowed to grow and thrive alongside good things.
Yeah.
I've actually seen some other little creators talking about how maybe they're not interested in creating because of the way that Gooseworks was treated, and it scares them a little bit to have an audience.
It should scare you.
Yeah. I mean, anytime that you are getting tons and tons of attention from people that you've never and will never meet, like it's definitely different from just going, I know everyone thinks like, oh, I really want to be an Instagram influencer. That's my dream. But if you've never had any kind of like attention at scale, it's probably not what you think it is. And you would think like, well, why do you need to learn how to manage a fandom? It's just a bunch of people that come together because they like what you do. So it should take care of itself.
It shouldn't be great all the time.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be fun all the time.
It's just you make what you like, and the people that like what you make, they come and they interact with each other. Where's the problem? And
they love you.
Yeah,
right?
and the problem comes in, it actually is a problem that I think it will emerge in every fandom if it's not tended the way Hazen is saying. And you might be like, well, why would that happen? Why would things just get nasty? That doesn't seem like it makes any sense. It makes more sense if you understand that 99% of the people that are fans of this thing are totally sane, totally healthy people. They just are there because they actually enjoy it. Just like you're thinking. Like you are probably thinking about what you do. You're like, "Oh, I enjoy this thing. I appreciate what this creator makes." That doesn't mean you think it's perfect, but maybe there's something about it you like. So you'd think other fans would sort of act the same way that you do, like a sane person. But you don't understand that when you get attention at scale, suddenly there is a 1%. And in that 1%, the more of a scale of attention there is, the more people are in that 1%. And something with millions of watchers like a Digital Circus, that 1% is going to be thousands and thousands of people. And the 1% are kind of lunatics. They are malevolent. They crave to make things change because of them. And the thing is, sane people will generally tend to chill. They'll come in, they'll enjoy what they enjoy, and then they will go about their lives. It is the psychos that will make themselves known. It is the psychos that will draw attention to themselves. It is the psychos that will agitate for power and control within a community space. So the 99% of sane people, they don't run the show. If you don't prune that 1% of lunatics, they're going to be the ones that get in control, and it turns into just a space that is kind of low-key narcissistically trying to hijack whatever it is the creator was doing, and it turns into it's just human nature. It turns into a clusterfuck.
And you also get the 1% trying to turn the 99% against you into whatever they are.
Yeah, it's the 8 of 8 rule. So like if you 8% of your fans are gonna be the ones that actually engage with your content and buy stuff at a maximum. And then a compounded 8% on top of that, or underneath rather, that 8% is going to be these weird people who must affect your life in some way. And that is not so bad if you have 1,000 fans, because you have 80 of them that are going to probably buy stuff, and then maybe one that's crazy trying to find your phone number and call you in the middle of the night or something. But if you have 6 million fans, which I don't know. I think Digital Circus was getting 70, 80 million views on some. Well, I think maybe more than that on some of the episodes. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to their analytics too much because I was just trying to watch the show. But if you have over 1 million fans, the odds go way up. Now you have 80,000, around 80,000 people who are engaging with things potentially and purchasing stuff. But now you have 1,000 people who must affect your life in some way, and those people will find each other and they will network together and they will pool their efforts, and eventually they'll find your phone number or your address or your family or something like that, and they'll start trying to fuck with them. So the way you can't really always prevent that, but the way you sort of not have that become a huge problem is you learn to identify those people, or you have a producer or a moderator or something like that that can do that. And then when they identify them, they get them out of the community. So if you have, or people will come in, and they're not the only bad type of people, but you'll see, I don't know, you'll see people come in. And I think Dave and Liz have had stuff like this happen where someone will come in and they'll say well, I think this is what should have happened in your story, and I say this the best ending, and you didn't do that. So until you change it, I'm gonna ask everybody pull their Patreon.
So we can't.
That person needs to be that person needs to be nuked from orbit with the goddamn hammer of dawn immediately.
Yeah.
They need to be destroyed and removed from the community immediately, because that is a weed. That is not even a cool weed, like a dandelion that you can actually consume. That is that's poison oak in your garden. Or poison ivy in your garden. It's not only going to cause you problems if you come in contact with it ever. It's also going to strangle bait everything else in your garden until you have nothing. You just walk out there one day and you're just wow, oops, all poison, because everything else has been strangled off from nutrition in the sun. Yeah. And so now that your garden is just poison. Every time you walk out, it's well, I guess I'm eating poison today. because that, like, now that's all I have. So like you must learn to do this, or you must have someone helping you that knows how. And if you don't know how to do this, you'll have people who just like live with their parents and don't work come into your community, and that's all it's not like, that's not necessarily like a bad thing, like in and of itself, to be a fan. I mean, you obviously want to get some independence in your life, but like people who come in like that and they're just nice, that's not really a problem, especially if they're spending money and supporting you so that you can continue doing what you love and your fans can continue receiving the stuff that you make that they love. But you'll have some people come in who just have nothing but time on their hands, and when they come in, they will just be like the most corrosive thing ever. Like they'll try to make the things you'll notice is they'll come in and they'll immediately talk a lot, and they'll try to make things about themselves instead of what you're doing in your fan server.
For
And
example,
then
trying to take over your Discord and make it all about them.
They'll try to make everything about themselves, right?
Main character syndrome, they call it.
Yeah, and if they're not allowed to do that, they will just completely wig out. There was a guy in the Discord for a while that I don't even know how to describe like the way he behaved. He came in and he kept just talking about like random stuff, and he would go back later and like edit the messages that he had written like a week ago, and he would edit them to be like these long, huge essays about like weird political stuff or something. And
he wasn't even in America either.
Yeah, when I confronted him about this, he just was like, "Oh, it said something else before." I'm like, "No, it said like before. It said like I like bananas." And now it's talking about like it's you edited "I like bananas" into an 8-paragraph fucking like diatribe about how much oh well I sure don't want to see people become misogynist or something like that. It's like, yeah, that's not even like an issue. Like, what are you talking about? This has nothing to do with this. And like, I don't know, he kept doing that, and he kept like trying to push that on people, and like he would try to like shove this weird.
He tried to whip
like,
up a hate mob against one of our authors too, and get them canceled around here too.
I think I remember him doing something like that. It's just like, you need to go. I'm sorry. Like when you find people like that, you cannot talk a lunatic out of being crazy. Like you're never going to talk to someone with like schizophrenia and them have a conversation with you, and they're like, "Oh, you know what? I understand your point of view. I guess I'm not schizophrenic now." That's not going to happen. You're not a therapist. Yeah, you're not a therapist. You're not a psychiatrist. You can't prescribe these people medication. You can't help them. It's not your job to. If you identify people like this in your community, if they're not going to follow the rules and grow symbiotically with everybody else to create this really nice place for people to hang out and talk about this thing they're a fan of, they need to be removed. They need to be weeded out. They need to be pruned. And if you don't do that, you end up with people, at the peak of your like creation, like, oh I made this thing and people think it's funny, they like it, we're going to put it in theaters. I don't know if it was their decision to do that or not, but like, we're going to put it in theaters, and it's just going to be this great thing where everybody can go and see this thing I made in theaters. That should be the happiest point in your life. That should be like a pinnacle, a bookmark in your life of like, I've reached the zenith of like a thing I wanted to accomplish. That should be a time for celebration. Instead, it's a time now for you to delete accounts on things that you use to interact with your fans, because they're becoming so nuclear, so radioactive, that standing next to them or being anywhere near them is just like making your fucking Geiger counter go off like it's fucking Fallout and you're walking through a puddle or something, right? Yeah, so like if you don't prune your garden, if you don't take care of things, that's what you can look forward to, is what should be the happiest time in your life, or one of the happiest times in your life as a creator, when your creation is successful and it's taken on a life of its own, when you should be celebrating. You will be pulling the covers over your eyes and hiding in the corner somewhere and hoping that just no one's noticing like where you're at.
I think it
And
makes
that is tragic.
I think it makes a big difference too if something is happening inside of or from the outside of like a community. Like if there's a bunch of crazy people, because you can't run around as a creator and be like, well, I need to ban everybody that doesn't like what I do. Well, if you start running around outside of your community and thinking that you have to control what people are saying, like out in the wilderness, that's probably like taking it to a different extreme. Like you can curate your garden, but the wilderness is the wilderness, and if you try to like tame the wilderness, then that's just going to be sort of like barking up the wrong tree, I think. So I do think there's like a big difference between managing like a nice, well-tended community versus like, well, people out there can say whatever they want, and it's not, I can't really stop people out there from sharing their opinion.
We've got some mammal art coming up here as soon as he posts it.
Well, yeah, let me know. He's been doing some cool stuff lately.
Yeah, apparently your Laura's have been getting a lot of likes and stuff.
They're his Laura's, but I guess his Laura's of drawings we've done, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't understand any of it, so it's okay. I mean, honestly, I understand they're based on your thing. I don't think they look like your style, but whatever.
I think I might have come across one of his Laura's in the wild. Like
Sorry, Mama has some mommies there for you, Dave.
Oh, let me check that out.
Mommies.
Yeah, hot moms.
Yeah, the sketch of the month this month was V's mom and Lilith mom, some reference turnarounds. So it looks like
Meat mommies.
Memo might have made stuff of them.
Post
images under review.
Oh man, I guess these were not safe for work.
Wow, these are really good.
Images under review, ensuring it meets guidelines. Maybe there's other guidelines.
Okay, there's other ones here. Wow, these are really good. Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Oh, this is really cute. Let me turn the.
And post it online here. We
Browser
can't
on.
see, Dave.
I know. I'm in the process of doing that, Picky Pants. There we go. Man, look at all these. This is the blue one is Lilith's mom, and then the tan one with the pink is V's mom.
That's the blue one.
That's the blue one.
And if you're at work, don't worry. This is all safe.
This is technically safe for work.
Gonna be okay.
If your boss comes in and sees you doing this, he will be like, keep going,
Based.
champ.
Another few centimeters, and we might have a problem. But this is.
Send me those, you'll say.
But no, we are millimeters in the clear here. That is at least a millimeter's thick of fabric. We're totally fine. Man, this is cool. It's actually really crazy just doing turnarounds of characters that I have not drawn these characters much at all, and then suddenly here they are coming to life in all these different outfits and poses. And I don't know, AI is pretty wild. I know people are like grumpy about it. They're attacking some. Oh, I can't.
Grumpy, you could say that.
This one's being reviewed.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, there's some guy, I can't remember his name. He's like some Mexican guy who was doing like a cartoon. He worked on like
Book
LT
of
Gray.
Life, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Book of Life. He worked on like a couple other things that were like I think those were on TV. And lately he's just like, you know what? I don't have like the same production team I used to have, but there's this cool AI thing. So I'm gonna see if maybe I can use this to like continue animating stuff and get my ideas out there.
Amazon gave him an offer. Yeah, Amazon gave him a deal or something.
Yeah, he won like a contest or something. I think with I think it was with Kling. It was so one of the big things. Like it's Amazon. Amazon has some kind of like AI creator fund thing now, where if you're using AI, they'll help fund like you animating things. And I think he got tapped into that, and he started making stuff. And then people found out it was AI, and of course, like immediately there was like 100 people and like a bunch of like really terrible fucking artists that just were like, is this AI? You should die. Actually, we're not friends anymore, and you're ruining your career. Don't ruin your career over this. Do the right thing. Make the right decision. Make the decision I like. Use the tools that I like, or you're gonna ruin your career. I'm gonna ruin your career.
It's too late. It's too late. I hate you forever, no matter what you choose.
Yeah, they're already gonna hate him forever. It's so stupid. You might as well just make the thing you were gonna make, man.
Well, apparently he went public and he was like, "Oh, I was excited. I was gonna make this series. I was announcing that this series was gonna be made, and I had a cool vision in mind for it. Actually, people are now threatening to kill me and my family. I will not make this. I'm sorry. I will never ever use these tools." So he issued this apology and backed away. And of course, people's reaction. Guess what their reaction was? Do you think all of these lunatic blue sky?
Well,
Do you think
I
they're
can
like,
tell
"Oh,
you what they did, Gabe.
You changed
or
your mind.
Dave.
You did what we asked. You changed your mind. You adjusted your behavior in the direction that we encouraged. Wow."
My threats gave me exactly what I wanted.
Well,
Wow.
I guess now that you have submitted to our will, we'll go ahead and tell you, not good enough, fucking die. And so they just kept up with it. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna change your mind. You're gonna acquiesce to our will. Well, now we're going to tell you it's not good enough. It's never good enough, and we're gonna hound you until the day you die." That is what you get for ever bending the knee to these people. Like,
This
I don't
never
know.
works in the reverse, by the way. You always have some group of people that, and I mean, once I describe them like this, you'll probably say, "Of course, why would they ever not do this?" But you always have these groups of people that are obsessed with just controlling what you do. It doesn't matter if it's people that are insane about that.
The 808s.
Yep.
I don't know what those are.
I don't know what that
You
means.
just-
No,
you
hey,
just
so what
This
is
is
it?
the thing I was
808?
talking about
Can you
earlier.
explain the
How there's like
8% of
8.
the 8%? The 8 of the
Yeah, there's like.
Oh, okay.
I was going over that earlier. Like, there's 8 in your community.
know
Like
that-
8% of the people are the people that actually like engage with what you do instead of just like kind of silently watching from the sidelines. And there's like a compounded 8% underneath that they must affect your life in some way. That's who you're talking about. Is those people?
Yeah. Well, in any case, those people. It doesn't matter if it's like people that are insane about AI or just like far left progressives or whatever. It's always like, you need to do what we say, and even then, even after you're like, "Okay, I apologize. I didn't know that was bad. I don't want to do that. All I want to do is please my fans. So I'm gonna totally go in the reverse direction on that, and we're gonna do something different." They will not be happy with that. But
No.
when you get something like Captain Marvel or something like that, you get a bunch of people, or like She-Hulk, you get a bunch of people that are upset over how bad that show is, or something. It's always, actually, our show is great, and you're an idiot for not liking it.
Well, they were upset before anything was made. They basically they didn't even look at it. They were just, "You didn't use a tool I like. Die as a creator."
Well, it was not. You'll notice
Yeah,
none of this
it's
is
just
about
like
the work.
it's never for something.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
If you'll notice,
You
like
go-
with
go
this,
ahead,
this recent cartooning guy, none of it is about the work. None of it is about the show that he was going to make, and then being like, "Oh, this could be a cool show," or maybe we don't think it. It's not about the work. It's all about control. It's all about them just wanting to make sure that every other person, not even artist, everyone has to adopt their weird personal religious ethics. And this like fanaticism is like, it is on the level of a religion. And if you don't share their religion, too bad. They're gonna like burn you to the ground and punish you for not sharing their religion.
They're gonna declare a fatwa on you and destroy you. Yeah, it's
No
like
joke.
it's totally insane. And
if
yeah,
you're-
I think I see people in the chat saying this like it's fucked up. The guy got death threats. Yeah, I am really happy that we have tended our garden to the point where we don't have anyone in our community that's coming out and going, "Well, that guy should have got death threats because AI it steals." It destroys the environment and it hurts minorities or whatever fucking retarded shit. Like, yeah, regardless of how you feel about AI, it is completely insane that someone would be getting death threats over using it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's just no reason for that. There's no good explanation for that.
Like, even
You're
if you think
insane.
that in your head, there's no reason to go on the internet and let them know.
Well, there is a reason though. The reason is because they want to enforce their religious ethical norms. They want to force everyone to abide by their system of ethics, and this is another success story for these people. And again, the fact that as soon as this guy obeyed them, they went after him even harder. Like, so this is just a good lesson for anyone that has never been in the spotlight. They've never had like a cancel mob come after them. If you're ever wondering, Because they will actually tell you, oh, just do what we want, and this will all go away. Just do what we want, and you'll get relief. Just do what we want, and then you'll be a hero. We'll celebrate you. Everyone is going to like you again if you just do what we want. I promise you, those are not just lies. Those are mendacious, knowing lies. They are aware that they are lying to you. The moment you bend the knee or give them any kind of concession, they will not take that as a good faith gesture that you care about their feelings or that you care about their system of ethics. They will
We've had people try to do that to us too.
Oh, sure. They will use that
In public.
only as proof of guilt. As soon as you're like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, they'll start shrieking, see, he apologized, he admits that he was guilty, get him. It will always, it is blood in the water. That's all it is if you ever give an inch of ground to these people.
It's a witch hunt thing. Yeah, like it's just that you've accrued enough fans where there's at least like 100 or 200 people that they must affect your life in some way. When you have that many people, if you know the weird thing about crazy people is that the more of them that you stuff into like a can, they become like more exponentially crazy around each other, and so you go from people like you. Yeah, you go from like having you go from having like people just like, you know, comment on your YouTube video about how I'm pulling my Patreon because Mace didn't show his wiener in volume 3 or something. You know, you have people commenting stuff like that. It's like, okay, bye. But like that's when you're small, that's the kind of like 808s you get. When you have millions of fans, the 808s you get are people who band together to like search everything about you from like old local newspapers, whatever crazy shit. And they're just like, well, I found out that one time when David Lilly was in high school, he pooped his pants. He pooped his pants in front of everybody. And so we're going to tell everybody stuff like that. We're going to reveal this, and we're going to find other stuff, and we're going to keep talking about this stuff. And we'll stop hurting you if you just let's jam the steering wheel into your back, right on your back for a little while. We'll get off eventually, sure. We'll decide when that is, but like, you know, as long as you just let us put the steering wheel in your back, then we'll stop hurting you. What's the big deal, guy? Like I've only like volunteered at Vivid for a short time. Well, I guess it's like not really super short time now, but I've only been around for like a couple years, and I have seen multiple people do this. I've seen multiple people. One of these people try to do this to me, and it's not like I'm not even important, but like they do this thing where they're just like, well, here's all this information I found about you, and it's like sometimes it's not even real information. It's just stuff they like exactly the way an AI would like hallucinate a thing. Like, here's this. Yes, you're absolutely right, and here's this court case that proves it, and the court case is like not real. It's like some court case in fucking Zelda or Final Fantasy or something it's talking about, but because you're an idiot, it's real.
The Zelda court cases.
Like there was a guy who was searching for like, and he was writing some kind of fantasy book, and he was looking like for information on how to make red dye. And the AI returned with information from like Breath of the Wild, how to make like dye. And so he was like, in his fantasy novel that had nothing to do with Zelda, he was writing about like them gathering Hylian lizards and stuff like that. So yeah, like if you don't like, you know, do extra research to confirm your sources on things, then yeah, you will be stuck with shit like that. But and that's especially bad if you're like a lawyer or a civic engineer. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make here is that like it's you're going to have these people, and you can't prune them all out, but pruning helps them from getting like exponentially crazy on each other. But they are
like smearing it to others, saying, well, I used to like this series, but now you're making me rethink it.
You're never gonna talk them out of anything or make like a really good thing with your creation and them go, wow, that was really good, I'm totally on board now again. But they'll just make shit up. They'll do whatever they got to do, but they've got to control you.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing where if there's anyone that's like listening to this, like, oh, it sounds really scary, and I don't know exactly how to deal with those people. The easiest like starting point is just again, if you just get the sense that someone is trying to control you or threaten you or be like, hey, listen, this is really the only way your story's going to be good because there's some really big problems, and I'm gonna try to sow as much insecurity right as I can.
There's a few problems
Make
here.
you feel like you're just messing up. It could be good, but if you just do what I say, then you'll, basically just actually have your own sense of what is good and what's not good and stick with it. And if someone tries to like,
And what you intended to when you started too, not like, oh well, maybe they want me to add more word balloons and do less vignettes. Maybe I should listen to them.
yeah, basically if there's someone a really
That was
good
a real
way-
thing.
a really good way to suss out if you don't have the X-ray vision, you're like, well, who is trying to help me improve and who is a psycho? Oh no. Basically, if there's someone that does not respect it when you tell them no, if there's someone where you lay down a boundary and you're like, oh, thanks for the input, I'm not really feeling this, I'm just going to keep on going with what I thought was a good idea, but I appreciate you took the time. If they refuse to accept that and they just continue pushing and attacking, or like, that's when you know, oh, this is a lunatic. And I mean, they've done studies with people that have personality disorders. It's not just like everyone is crazy in the traditional, mental health, like, oh, they have an actual condition that causes like psychosis, which is a detachment from reality with delusions and stuff. There's a lot of different flavors of issues out there that people might have, and personality disorders usually don't have that style of disconnect from reality. They're really more about people that are just going to manipulate you for control and do whatever they can, and they actually, a lot of them have no empathy whatsoever. Like, it's just not there. You're not used to dealing with people like that because you're used to dealing with people like you. Dealing with people that just they will lie, they will say anything. They would murder an innocent person if they wanted to do it, and if they felt like they would get away with it. The only thing stopping them is the potential of consequences that they rationally don't want, and sometimes not that. But the thing is, they've even, if you think, oh, well, I'm sure I can manage these people, or I'll just explain to them that it's wrong. I'll explain to them that they should have empathy. They've done studies in prison systems trying to reform people with these personality disorders, extreme narcissism, sociopathy, psychopathy, and they found that giving them therapy, giving them like intensive one-on-one therapy, actually made them worse. The reason it made them worse is because through therapy, they learned to understand better how other people perceived them, and so they learned to be more effective at manipulating those perceptions.
If they learned your weaknesses and how they could hone their behavior to get more of what they want.
Yeah, so if you
what
identify
they took
someone
away
that
from
is like doing stuff like this, you just have to cut them out of your life as much as possible, and the last thing you want to do is like submit to any kind of control that they might be trying to exert. Like, I've had to tell people in the past, like, listen, I know you want to push your story into Dreamkeeper. I know you want to make this thing. You want to boycott our Patreon. You want to go talk to everybody. You want to make sure that no one will support us financially until we bend to your will. I've had to tell this to people. And it's like, and I've told them, listen, if you successfully do that, you can take my Patreon down to 0. You can take every dollar of support from every one of our fans, and I'm still going to make Dreamkeepers the way that I think it is best. I will do Dreamkeeper. I'll get a normal job. I've done it before. I'll get a normal job. I'll just work a Joe job. I'm not above it. And I'm going to make the comic that I want to make. If you destroy all of the support for this comic, I'm still going to do that because the creative vision is not for sale. That's not what we're selling. So if you think that you can like get to me by like taking away our support, fucking go for it. Knock yourself
And
out.
their reaction was to cry in public and make you act like you were bullying them.
Well, yeah, the next
calling them
stage
on
of
it.
the process is to be very no, seriously, the next stage of the process is to get upset over how aggressive I am being towards them. Like, it's
Biggest
like
bully, Dave.
it's
Such
like
a villain.
They will do anything to try to make an effect or control you. It's like one key doesn't fit the lock, throw it out, try the next key. That doesn't fit the lock, throw it out. They will switch through like these manipulation tactics like one after the other.
Oh my god! Yeah,
While we're on the
and then they
topic,
would,
by
like,
the way, I would like
go
to
ahead,
file an HR. I would like to file an HR complaint against Dave because he keeps bullying me. He calls me names and he intimidates me with his presence, and I don't like it.
It's what I'm good at. It's my nature. I can't help it.
he's
very
calling
scary.
him Gabe.
Yeah.
Gabe, lizard face.
Really gets on my nerves.
Hey, Gabe. Yeah,
Now he's doing it too.
The other thing that I noticed from that was like I wasn't even like around for when that happened, but
You
like
were
I
there
saw
for
the
that one.
aftershocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the fucking like the guy would send like he would like poison people's minds against Dave and Liz in like a weird way. Like people would meet with them at like Megaplex and they would be like, you know, oh yeah, we've been friends for a long time. It's good to see you again in person, you know. Oh, it's nice. And then they would just be like, hey, you know, that guy, I remember talking to him and he said that you really hurt his feelings. Like, not, hey, I know what he did was crazy, but he feels this way. Not no precursor, nothing. Just,
Well,
hey,
it's
you hurt
really
that guy's
weird.
feelings.
Yeah, it's really weird when your friends come up to you, by the way, or the people who work for you as a Discord moderator, and try to be like, you know, you really hurt his feelings. Maybe you should let him like write your story for you and tell you what to draw.
Yeah, like what are we supposed to do, idiot? Like, are we supposed to just give these people what they want? Has that ever worked out in the history of mankind, like to anyone's benefit?
Who cried the loudest?
Are you
wins
stupid?
the prize.
What the fuck are you asking us to do here?
I don't know. That is the only thing that used to surprise me. I guess like maybe a few years back was the only thing that kind of used to surprise me was not the minority of psychos that will say anything to get control. It's like, okay, that's a thing. Wow, people can be pretty crazy. Well, file that away, moving on, making drawings, trying to make good cartoons, good books. The thing that like still kind of broadsided me a few years later was when someone will do that sort of thing and they'll say anything and, you know, so they say anything. But then when a bunch of normal people actually take it seriously, that's the thing where I was like, what the hell? Like,
Or your friends or family. Your friends or family are suddenly like, well, maybe he has a point about Dave.
yeah, friends, family, normal people, they're like, well, you know, I've never observed anything remotely close to that whatsoever, but this guy wouldn't just make stuff up. There's got to be something here. It's like, no, actually, this guy would just make stuff up. What are you? Why are you believing some rando that is just throwing shit at the wall to see what will stick when it's like he's describing things that have never happened in reality ever? And it's just amazing to me how many people will just like placidly stand by and be like, oh, well, you know, I guess if this person said, yeah, Dave eats all the puppies, he ate them head first, and then Dave says, no, I never ate any puppies. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe he like ate half a puppy. Who's to say? It's just crazy.
Well, that's the thing. It's like if they believe the lies, and it's like, well, there's a great phrase, and I don't remember it exactly, but it's like you have to prove the truth. They'll believe the lies, but you have to prove and argue for the truth.
Guilty until proven innocent. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's so crazy because like you'll have. I noticed this a lot. Like it's prevalent in like weird nerd fandoms, but it's so pervasive, like completely in the furry community. Especially particularly if you know people who go to conventions, like they're just the amount of like, hey, we were like we've been buds for years, well, let's have a hot dog together, let's go let's go have a catch, let's go play catch, like a fucking The Room, just throwing a football all back and forth with these people. That's what Americans do, right? So they're doing this for years with you, and then suddenly they will go, by the way, I thought this thing you did was really toxic, and unless I'm not gonna say this out loud, but unless you do something, unless you apologize for this or something, unless you do something I want you to do, us being friends for 15 years, that is going away, and we will no longer be friends.
Submit. Yeah.
Oh, you hurt someone's feelings that why would I even care? Or like, you used AI. You used AI, okay? I've been a fan
it's even
of
worse.
yours.
No, it's even worse when it's you like AI. I heard you like AI.
Yeah. You guys support AI. Like, yeah, we support all AI. We support fucking. We support fucking alpha core AI running the planet or something, like, it's just
I'm the guy
like
carting
it's the same people who think
I'm the guy carting a bucket of ones and zeros into the data center. It's me.
yeah, I got those ones and zeros for you. Yeah, people talk about AI like it's one thing. Like I've literally seen the most retarded artist in the world on Twitter talking about like their art looks like fucking the exact kind of shit AI generates, by the way. And they're just like, Sam Altman's, oh, he's saying that they're shutting down Sora. Sora 2 is shutting down. Is this it? Is AI finally dead, guys? It's happening. It's like, no, it's like Sora 2 is not all of AI. Like, they think like if one of these big AI companies goes down or something, that there'll just be no more AI. And that just shows how little they understand about it. AI is like a very grassroots kind of thing. Like there's most people who use AI use something that's just like a model somewhere, or they use it locally through like Comfy.
It's
or
been a
or
lot
like,
of programs already. It's been in programs for a very long time.
yeah, and there's already stuff out there that's like on par with Sora 2 anyway, and it's not even shutting down right away. It's still available, I think, for a little bit more this year. Like there's stuff like Seed Dance, and there's stuff like Kling. There's all these AIs out there that exist that are really good for like, you know, the same exact kind of stuff people did with Sora, which is just like funny little videos or like animation stuff. Like it can be good for those if you know what you're doing with it. But they think like because the thing they know about that's like Chat GPT or something like that, they think that, oh, this thing I know about, there can't like something happened and it sounds bad. AI's finally over. We won. Like, bro, AI is not going anywhere. This would be like people who paint on canvas, like celebrating CSP or Photoshop, being like, oh, Adobe Photoshop just like
Or
turned the
MS
thing to
Paint.
subscription only.
Yeah.
I guess it's over. Everyone's going back to painting now.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of whether I was like a big fan or not of AI, it's even that phrase. It's, you know, the AI going away. It's about as realistic as computers going away. It's a new technology. Here it is. It's not gonna just like erase itself. It's this is a new technology that people are gonna use now. It's
Television and cable television are going to go away first.
Oh, a lot of your favorite artists are using it. I say this, I feel like once a stream, but if your favorite, well, my favorite artist isn't using it because they've been drawing for 20 years and they love drawing so much. They just love. Okay, so how do you explain your favorite artist who's been drawing for 20 years suddenly a year or two ago their backgrounds went from just like simple colors with a little bit of soft shading to these immaculate, like super detailed, like fucking Dinotopia looking fucking things? Like,
And they're doing it every 2
in a day.
days to a masterpiece.
No-
like a
no-
huge
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
No curve for improvement, just simple colors today, tomorrow to today, like yesterday simple colors, today fucking Escher paintings, like pointillism, like just fucking stuff that's just out of this world they've never done before. And in addition to their backgrounds becoming extremely immaculate, now they're also putting out a full color page of their comic every month or two, and every 2 days there is a full color cheeseburger pinup post of like one of their girls that everybody likes that's in their comic, and it's not just full color. It's shade. They got shading, super detailed shading. They've got post effects. They've got all the thing. It looks almost exactly like the stuff Mamo does when he uses like Chat GPT or Grok or whatever to like touch up the images. It looks a lot. Wow, it looks a lot like that. Very generic pose, very generic face, very generic layout, very generic everything. But it's all super detailed, and it's just a character that you know. But that guy's been drawing for 20 years. There's no way he'd be using. I like him. There's no way he'd be using AI. He would tell us, would he? Have you seen what happens to artists who say that? Yeah, I'm gonna try this AI thing out. Have you seen what happens to those people? Why would they fucking tell you?
They cancel their Amazon AI.
They cancel their fucking life.
True.
They
Anyway.
they hunt them down like the fucking Terminator.
well, they can try
We've
it.
Because
got
like,
some-
I've liked your art for 20 years, but you used a tool that I don't approve of. Time for you to die.
We had one of those on Twitter. It wasn't a time for you to die, but you know, I took a look at some very interesting naked furries when I went to go look at his profile. So
Okay.
There were some things. Anyway, who wants to look at hot moms again? Dave, we've got some double hot moms
Oh,
here.
is there more hot moms?
Yeah, the hot moms are back, and we fixed the censor
Single
issue.
moms.
They're together.
We do have
They're
hot
in the same
moms. We've got hot moms in the Dream Cord as well. So if you guys want to
And they're looking to mate.
get in there and grab some moms, why wouldn't you want to do that?
It's a safe for work.
It's safe for work. It's safe for work. I saw their dresses. They're very happy.
Oh,
It's
this is
wholesome.
I don't think I've ever seen Mamo make not safe for work. I mean, like, you know,
This is nice.
I don't know.
depending on
where.
where you work, I guess.
Mama, this
I
is
don't
really
know.
nice.
These are good. Yeah. You are you're getting better at utilizing the tools that are available to you to create these really, really immaculate images, especially considering you have like, one reference image for most of these. I've seen
Oh
people,
my God, really?
Yeah, I've seen people come up. Yeah, he may, if you look what he may have linked. Okay, he has a cat box file here.
Yeah,
I'll look at
seriously,
this.
like,
But
I gave like one set of turnaround refs, and then these are actually really
now we have this. Yeah, so like
nice.
I've seen people on Twitter kind of come at him and be like, is this AI? And you know, Mama will respond to these people sometimes and be like, yeah, it's AI. I'm not creating anything. But I would say, and I think maybe you two will agree with me, Dave and Liz, that you are creating things. You didn't make up your characters. They're not your characters. You didn't sit there with a pencil or like a stylus and draw every line and everything. But you're creating things. The end result of this is yeah, he made all these by hand. The end result of what you do is very similar to the end result of what an artist might do with this stuff, and you're just using tools that let you leverage that skill without having to actually go back in time and learn it. You can make it today. But I would say that you are, with what you do, you are an artist. You're just using different tools and you are creating things. You're just
I've heard
not
the term
creating them the
director.
same methods that other people use to create them.
I've heard the term
yeah,
AI
don't-
director is really good.
I think that's what a lot of people are adopting to for like the terminology. I think it's more accurate. But I don't know. When people think of a director, it's like you're managing people when you're a director. So I think that the term director or artist is very interchangeable. I do think maybe we should have something that I want to say we should have a term that sort of separates people who use AI from people who don't. But I think as time goes on, you'll find out that a lot more people are using AI that want to admit it anyway. So eventually, I think that the Schelling point, like the singularity, will arrive at the term that just everybody who's creating art is an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
it is a
Go
nuanced discussion because it's. Oh, sorry, I don't think I even heard you.
No, it's okay. It's just that it's just that actually in other languages, other countries have different artist terms for a painting artist versus a drawing artist. They actually have different words for people.
Oh, cool.
But in America, we don't.
They do. And I mean, in English, there are different words from people. Like you can call people a painter or a photographer, but
What about drawer?
typically-
What is Dave doing right now?
A drawer.
yeah, or like sketch
Or-
artist or being a pencil
maybe.
artist or something. Yeah,
Unfortunately.
there's definitely even like professional terms for
Pencil
that. Like when you work on
jockey.
comics.
Ride that pencil, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It just took a second for my brain to catch up and understand what you said.
I know.
So pencil jockey is off the list officially. We're not going to go with that. We're going to go with something else.
Good job, sir.
Put it in the cringe compilation.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that
Doodle
directors
snapper.
technically more accurate, but like what people will arrive at because they're what's gonna I mean I'm gonna put my crystal ball out right now. Okay, everybody ready? Get your crystal balls out with me. You'll see the same thing that I'm seeing if you tap into the spirits here. So in the future, in the near future, like within the next 2 or 3 years, there are going to be a lot of people. What's going to happen is a lot of people are going to get caught using AI for things when they thought they were being clever before that were vehemently against AI.
Yeah.
Like very viciously dox people, destroy careers of people who use AI. A lot of those people are going to be revealed. People are going to catch them using AI, and a lot of them are going to either just go offline forever, or they're going to try and like explain it away the way Moth Dusky kind of tried to explain it. And you're going to see a lot of people who hated AI because the people they looked up to online hated it, and that was the only reason for them hating it. They're going to start to kind of realize in their little hamster wheel brains, like, wait a minute, I hated AI because this guy hated AI, and now he's using AI and like floundering over getting caught using it. So
Well, that's why they
is
went
it
after
really
the
that
Mexican
bad?
artist. The Mexican artist guy was supposedly against AI, and then they claimed that he sold out for money and changed his opinion on it.
I don't know much about that guy, so I can't comment on that. But if that's the case,
what I heard.
that's exactly what I'm talking about here. But like, there's been a few people, there's been a handful of people that create stuff and have been creating stuff for years that obviously have adopted AI, but they're scared that of what happens when you come out and say, guys, I'm using AI to speed up my production stuff so you can have more stuff faster. And I've been doing it for a year or two. You haven't even noticed it. So I'm just going to continue doing it so that I can continue to not have to spend like 8 hours on one piece every 2 days. And you guys can continue to get content, and I can continue to make my comics and everything. And I'm telling you, I know people personally who have come to me and had me show them how to use AI so that they could do things like this. And again, I can't name any names because like, look what happens when people discover that you're using this shit. But they're using it, and I know they're using it, and I know the stuff they're making with it, and I see it get shared everywhere. People just they can't tell the difference. They don't know. In the hands of an artist, if you make something with AI and you actually learn how to use it the way you learn how to use like CSP or Photoshop or something, you won't be able to tell. And you can't tell. And I've seen people not tell. I've seen people who their entire profile is all about how much they hate AI, share AI images because they can't tell the difference.
You know, Hazen, I didn't mention this to you because it didn't seem important at the time. But if you remember, Dave showed the V animation where he had AI color and do the cleanup at the end of it that he was pretty happy with.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's an artist that has gone after him for using AI on Blue Sky, and the guy was also calling him lazy for not coloring and doing cleanup all himself. So now Dave is lazy.
These are people who've never animated anything in their fucking lives. Who like is someone on Blue Sky? Is it someone we know?
Yes.
Oh, who cares?
That's insane.
People can talk.
I know.
Yeah, whatever.
Actually, I will say, I'm like, if people are like sitting here thinking, is Dave one of these people that's secretly using AI? Is that what? Actually, no, I'm not making a secret out of it. I am trying to learn to use it a little better. Obviously, most of what I'm doing is not. It's traditional, and I don't know. I love doing traditional stuff. I'm never going to stop doing traditional stuff. But if I could do even more traditional stuff than I was before, and also be producing animation and stuff, that'd be pretty cool. So I'm actually trying to I'm experimenting with AI in like the next Captain's Log animation that I'm doing right now. And I kind of wish that it was this magic tool like everyone seems to think it is, where it's you just hit a button and whatever you want comes out.
That's the other thing. Yeah, people literally think like, well, AI you didn't create anything. You just pressed a button and the computer read your mind and actually just like put it, and now you have the art exactly like you wanted it. Like that's not
the problem with
arts.
No, that's the problem with the animation we're trying to do is that Dave's like, well, I can do this better. And he just goes and does it better.
Well, listen,
Dave is right now trying to use AI to see like, okay, well, can I put my own art into like an AI thing and see if it can maybe speed up animation production? And what we're finding is for very, very basic things, it still requires some changes and some editing to actually make it like passable and look like animation and be good. Right.
Yeah, but
for most things that we're trying to do, they're so dynamic and unique. Like the AI is just does not train on anything that can actually like do that well.
Yeah, it's like if we were like Family Guy, it'd be fine. But Dave wants something specific.
Yeah, I'm convinced that Family Guy has been using AI for ages.
Probably.
But why wouldn't they be using that?
I will say, like I said, I wish it was like a little more like everyone is, I guess, afraid of it being. That's the weird thing is people that are freaking out about it. Oh, we went off the Toonami Beats. We gotta go back to Toonami Beats or YouTube. We'll blow a gasket here.
I think that's the way to be happy guy one. Just if you want to use AI and you have an interest in it, just use it and either don't tell people about it or just don't worry about what they have to say, because like, again, people can't tell the difference. And even though there's like a very loud group of people online who will like try, they'll try and like intimidate you and insult you to get you to stop using AI. There's still a very large audience of people out there that enjoy AI stuff, and whether they realize it's AI or not.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're trying to watch like a really cool cartoon, if the animation is really well done and the timing is good and the jokes are funny and the writing is good and it's got heart, and like in 100 years, people are going to think that this AI craze of fear was 100 years from now. People are like, what? People were freaking out about that?
What?
It's going to be like the Salem witch trials sound to us today. We're like, what? People were going crazy, burning people at the stake over, that's ridiculous. How could people be so primitive? Like, they're going to be saying the same thing about AI freak out mongers in 100 years.
Like when I watch Gravity Falls, I love that show, and I can't tell which part is done in Korea. I don't really understand or care. I just like the show.
That's the other thing with animation, specifically with AI. Like, okay, so I need to hire animators to support artists. So I need to hire a sweatshop.
Yeah.
Of like people who are. I need to hire a sweatshop of foreign labor.
Who sleep under their desks.
People I will never meet, and I have no idea what they get paid. That's your idea of supporting artists, not me, an artist, using AI to like make stuff faster without having to like exploit people for low wages and then just like live my life instead of just like being fucking thief in the cobbler guy.
Yeah,
that's your idea of supporting artists? Fuck you.
Honestly, for any serious artist, like the question is already answered. It's just like, duh, this is a tool that can potentially superpower you and just save you tons of time so you can create your thing way better. So I think serious artists, this is not even like a debate. The only question for me is like, well, how can I use this to make my workflow more efficient and effective? And again, like just to share what's going on so far with Captain's Log 4 and Tectomic, I really like having Captain's Log as a little testing ground, right? Because that way we can get our feet wet, sort of like learn the ropes, see what our production pipeline might look like before we go in for like a full Tectomic episode. And I am finding there's been like one or two spots where I was like, oh, for this super simple thing, AI did it for me, hooray. And when I say super simple thing, it'll be like, a Captain Dave animation where I've already drawn a lot of frames, there's already poses, there's already a setting, and then I'm like, well, could I draw Captain Dave turning his head in a new direction? If I do that, that's going to be the next 5 hours of my day, but it's so simple, and there's all this stuff, and I know exactly how I want it to look. Could AI just do that for me, and it would look exactly the same as if I did it? Like, I can't tell the difference. And there's like there's a Captain Dave head turn in there where it's like, you know what? This just saved me 5 hours. It looks exactly the same. No problem. So for some of the simple stuff, it is going to be
wouldn't
helpful.
You use that?
Yeah, exactly. But however, the only thing is like, and I sort of understood that this would be the case. There's a lot of animations in this new Captain's Log. It's getting a little more ambitious. We're running around the ship a little more. There's some things happening in this one. There's a lot of motions where I'm like, well, I don't think AI is going to get this motion just right. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a try. And so I'll let AI sort of take a crack at it while I continue drawing on the side, And sure enough, sometimes AI can get generic, pretty good looking results, but it's like, pretty good and generic. This thing just needs that little extra something. It needs that pop. It needs that energy.
It can't really do a squash as well. It does a lot of like puppetry, like Family Guy.
Yeah, I'm noticing that like so it would be an option for me right now to lower my standards and be doing it way faster. But it's like, you know what? If AI can help me meet my standards faster, done deal. But if I have to lower my standards, no, I don't want to lower my standards. I want this stuff to be just the way as if I had done it myself, So it's, I don't know. I kind of wish it was magic, but it still needs a lot of tender, loving care, and I'm still doing a lot of literal hand done, frame by frame rough cleanup, cell shading, all that stuff.
Like, here's the thing with the use of AI for something like what we're doing with Tectomic, right?
They say they
There
respect
are-
you because of your standards.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll give the anti-AI crowd about that Mexican guy. I can't Jorge something. I can't remember his name, but the guy who worked on like the Book of Life and stuff like that. I haven't seen those things, but the small things I've seen of them looked good. The AI thing he was trying to do was called like Punk Duck or something like that, or Duck Punk. And it's about like some duck character that's like all punk rock, like that's even a thing anymore. So a little out of touch. But in the AI imagery he was showing to sort of promote the show, there were very obvious like AI artifacts on some of the text and stuff like little things, right? But those little things matter a lot, especially in this day and age. People kind of haven't they haven't accepted AI fully, or like just learn to live with the fact that it's going to be there. Those kind of things, even if you explicitly say you're doing AI, they can make what you're doing immediately look like shit, and they give ammo to the crowd that wants to kill you also. So what the way you should right now, the way animation sort of can work with AI, and what you should do, the way you should use it is what we're doing with Tectomic. You openly admit like, okay, we're going to be using some AI to help with some of these shots, and you use AI only for the stuff that it can do well enough to make it look great. And you use the time you save to make these other more complex and animated and lifelike shots look like that much better.
Exactly.
That's the pipeline right now. There is no other pipeline if you want to make stuff that actually looks really good. So if you're using it in animation any way other than that, you're playing yourself.
I am convinced that when we show Captain's Log and we mentioned AI was used somewhere in here, people are gonna flip their shit and like think that things that Dave animated by hand are the AI. They're not gonna be able to tell.
Actually,
but
you know
they're
what would
gonna
be
think
funny?
it's all.
You know what would be funny would be to run a contest with people putting in their guesses on which shots were AI boosted and which shots were totally hand drawn. Because there's going to be a range. There will be some that have zero AI and some that do have AI. Maybe we should run a contest. Be like, everyone, you're going to fill out which shots you think were AI assisted and which shots were not, and then we're going to give you.
We
a
already
score.
kind of gave it away here. You said it was a head tilt versus like run.
Well, you know what?
You're gonna
Maybe
keep going.
our streaming audience will have an unfair advantage over the rabble.
Rebel.
Yeah.
I think it would be a lot funnier to say that there are animations that use AI and then just not make any of them with AI.
Well, that would be funny. I could just do that with like my comics and my books that I'm putting out. Be like, oh, guess which page of Ascension has totally AI generated creatures? And then
Just watch people go absolutely insane.
Yeah. Here's the answer: none of them.
Well, only after you have to let them. You have to let them hang themselves, right? Give them plenty of rope. Let them run off and talk. Well, this page is obviously so much different, like in quality, and you can clearly like the artifact is just off. And once they like really.
Like that Monet thing.
Yeah,
like the
just
Monet
like that
painting.
Monet painting was.
That is the funny shit. Oh my god, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, somebody on Twitter just posted a fucking like actual painting by Joseph Monet, and they were just like, I made this with AI. Explain to me exactly why this is bad and why you can tell it's AI. And like a million people came in the comments and were like, obviously it's AI because X, Y, and Z, and I know because I'm an expert.
It's
And
even
like,
better.
yeah, this
It's
is a
even better
real
than
Monet.
that. It's even better than that, though. He didn't just say, I made a painting. He said, I generated this painting in the style of Monet. So to explain to me why this generation isn't as good as a real Monet painting. And then he got blasted with a tidal wave of such amazing bullshit. It was a sight to behold. There's people going on and on and on about how this is so obviously not a Monet, and the real Monet has so much feeling and sensation and the brushwork, and this is just...
The way the colors blend together, it's just all wrong.
Yeah, this is more drab and wrong, and clearly some sort of a soulless machine imitation just squirted this out without giving a shit, and it's slop, and it was great. It was a really cute social experiment, I gotta say.
I saw a couple people I know in those comments that are just like, viciously anti-AI, and they came in to just fucking like show everybody what a fucking idiot they are.
In case anyone wondered, here is what my butthole looks like. Okay.
We get to secretly laugh at the people who guess wrong. Yeah. I I would love to do that with something we do. I would love to troll the world and just be like, guys, we made one part of this with AI. Can you guess which part it is? And then just like none of it's made with AI.
You just pull up anything we do and do that.
People will go in and like find the most like stupidly obviously not AI things, just like with the Monet painting.
It's great. It's just, I don't know. That should be going into like psychology textbooks in the future. That is a really, really fun psychological experiment that they pulled there. If you are on social media, now you know what you should be using it for. Things like that.
Yeah, it's going to be like this for probably at least another 5 years. This is like the Zoomer generation's internet. It's like it's that much
My
of a.
parents were against internet. My parents were.
Well, yeah, I mean,
for a long time.
You know, when the internet came out, I'm sure lots of people were like, I don't understand this thing. I don't know if I want my kids on it. Is it like going to be a danger to the world? Are people going to just put recipes for how to make bombs on there that kids can just find?
I mean, ironically, like there's always going to be risks with new technology. So I don't want to say like everything about AI is all awesome all the time. It's like, no, it's sort of like, was everything about computers all good? Obviously, something this prolific and universal, it's going to be a mixed bag. But I think it's interesting that the stuff that you'd think people should be concerned about with AI, totally eclipsed by their obsession over like cartoons and movies. Which now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder how organic that is. Because you know what would worry me about AI? What would worry me about AI is somebody like rigging a Kalashnikov to a robot dog and then just telling it to go into a certain area and like, you know, do whatever it is that they want, and then they set the parameters and they use artificial intelligence to have it basically be an autonomous thing that's like, yeah, I need you to go into this area of the park. I need you to wait for 3 weeks exactly, and then after 3 weeks go by, stand up, run to this location, and here's what I want you to do. Because stuff like that now is going to be possible thanks to AI, and so there are legitimate things that could be very, very bad because of AI. But I'm noticing we're not talking about military stuff. We're not talking about like unaided, like, you know, strikes and lethal strikes on humans that are like being algorithmically determined, and none of this stuff is really what people are freaking out over when they're talking about AI. Instead, they're like, this guy is making a cartoon and I'm going to get him. It's like, really? We're worried
It's
about
always
people...
art. And guess who's always bitching about it the most? The most fucking generic, insufferable fucking artist you've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if they're going to be upset about AI, it's like, okay, well, could you maybe go after some areas that are potentially legitimate concerns? No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to try to, like, destroy the careers of some cartoonists. Cool.
For children, by the way, children's cartoons have got to stop.
Yeah, we need to demolish artists trying to get a leg up on Hollywood. Yeah, that's the priority for sure. Thank you, activists. Seriously.
But I mean, I even catch myself getting into that mentality sometimes. Like, you know, because I'm in coding, of course. If somebody says, "Hey, check it out! I made this thing. I made like something I saw the other day was somebody made a Pokemon hack. I don't remember which Pokemon it was. It was one of the Game Boy ones. He made a hack and he like turned it into a roguelike or something. And I was like, well, that sounds cool. And he said, I made this hack. And then in like the body of the Twitter post, he explained that I used like ChatGPT or something, probably ChatGPT, but you know, to make this and all this. And then of course somebody has to respond and says, what did you actually make if you used that? Like, I get it. Like, if you've spent a bunch of time trying to learn a craft, and then somebody who's just like, yeah, I just pumped through an AI generation thing. it feels like all of your work is no longer going to be appreciated anymore. But the fact of the matter is that guy didn't just go and say, hey, do everything for me, because it never works that way. I know, because I use for like the code stuff, I use it. I probably just dumped 5 like Juni credits worth of generation today, and it's better. I'm kind of learning how to use these tools a little bit, but it's kind of like what we've been saying. It's not magic. It doesn't do everything. So while you can say, if we're talking about art, you can say that somebody put a lot of the work into the hands of an AI to make this thing. Sure. So that's not being made by somebody with their hands, but they're still in charge of the final product, and that's really what matters. And I guess with art, it doesn't really work that way. There's an extra layer there. It's not just, well, I need to know that the person who made this like blessed it with his love and like put
I need to
hours
know
and
the guy
hours and
hugged
hours
every line
into
of
it.
code in this.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
It's
just
the
like
night, yeah, tucked it in.
I think people might are maybe going to start to understand that that's not really why people like art that much. They may say that that's why they like it. It might make them feel better, but I don't think that's really why people cherish art that much. I think honestly, they just think that it looks cool,
No,
and they're glad.
The only reason I've ever loved art is because I imagine that there's a lot of suffering from a person behind it. I don't care about the image. I care about, did someone suffer to make this for me? That's kind of
Yeah.
We're watching
This
him
person-
suffer right now.
This person made all of their paint out of blood that they drained from their own body, and they screamed as they used their paintbrush.
Okay, well that
The
makes
whole
it
time.
that makes it a better painting then by these
Dave, are you
definitions.
Yeah.
Dave, are you suffering right now?
No, I'm having a nice little time. But see,
So
that's,
we gotta make him suffer, guys. Come on, let's make him suffer.
I hate this.
But see, that's the thing that is the danger for me when it comes to AI. The danger for me when it comes to AI is that, what if I just don't learn this tool because I've got a comfort zone and I very much I love doing this. So for me, there's not that much incentive to learn AI, but I feel like, well, I do have a lot of other creative stuff I want to do. There's a lot of creative potential. I have shows I want to bring into the world. So if I actually take my creative ambition seriously, then I feel like I have an obligation to just reach outside my comfort zone and try to learn a little bit. But yes, Liz, you're disturbing me. I mean, interrupting me.
If I make you suffer, does that mean the art's better?
No, it doesn't. And that was actually going to lead me to my next point, which is that I don't really see people separating two parts of art into like obvious categories. But I've heard the phrase before that the best art does not portray, it evokes. And to me, that really is I think that's true, and I think that's an indicator that the way that an artist feels, like my enjoyment now when I'm drawing, it's something that I enjoy, but that's my experience. And that's like the artists, some people talk about, oh, the artistic journey, and I learned so much, and I learned so much about myself when I made this piece. And that's cool, actually. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's not the same experience that the viewer or the reader or the end recipient, their experience is not your journey as an artist. It might be the same sort of like result that they're looking at, but they're having their own internal experience of something that is evoked within themselves based on what they're looking at. So there is an evocative, I would say, customer or recipient level experience, and then there's like the artist journey and how the artist feels about what they're doing. And those are really kind of two different things. If you're looking at something and it evokes certain like feelings in you, and you get like a sense of like understanding about the universal human condition and all these things, even if the artist for some reason didn't understand what they were doing, or they did it unconsciously, or even if there's not an artist there, you are still having the same experience as a viewer, even if you have a blindfold on and you don't know anything about the artist. So there is a dividing line between the art after it's created and the experience that it conveys and delivers to the recipient. And that's where, if you're worried about like your experience as an artist or just having a good time drawing, then yeah, you don't even really need to worry about like, well, how is someone else going to see this? Maybe you're not worried about if it's evocative and what the reader experiences with it. But if you're trying to deliver a good, evocative, interesting experience to someone else, that's when art is no longer like a navel-gazing sort of activity. That's when art becomes a service. And when you're trying to perform an effective service, you need to use the most effective tools.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
to say, if you're buying a painting at an art fair, I don't think ask the artist, well, how much did you suffer and cry over this? That'll determine if I buy it. Is did you cry?
Yeah, like that's
Yeah, I think they might ask you to leave.
honestly though, it's
Like, yes.
it sounds silly, but a lot of artists, like I've noticed in this generation, it sounds goofy, but unironically, that's kind of how they view their output. They view their output through the lens of like, well, I worked on this for 9 hours, or I struggled so hard. I actually
I
broke
spent
my
3 hours shading my upper lip.
Yeah, the ultimate wake up call to this is if you've watched Napoleon Dynamite, they're like, hey, do you like it? And she's like, sure. He's like, thanks, I spent 3 hours shading the upper lip. It's like, it does not matter how much time you spent. It does not matter how much you suffered. It does not matter how much you sweat or how much you bled or what you went through to make this art. If it's Napoleon Dynamite art, that's what it is. I'm sorry. It's at some point it's disconnected from your experience, and the amount of effort you put into it does not give the result more value. And you'd think people would intuitively get this, but it sounds cliche, but I think a lot of people that grew up in a culture of participation trophies, they were taught, hey, if you made an effort, that's what counts. But when it comes to not just art, a lot of things, like fixing a car engine, many things, your effort actually doesn't matter. What matters is, did you get the job done? Did you do something good? And the same thing is true for art. So I think there might be a lot of artists that subconsciously they were raised in that participation trophy kind of culture. So they really do think that if they just increase their feeling of struggle, that should result in more success in the world for them. And when they find out it doesn't work that way, it can be, I think for some people, it can be really embittering. Because they
Well, I think when they, oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'll just finish off. It's because like
Yeah.
they feel like based on what they were taught or based on these implicit assumptions that they grew up with, they feel like they paid the price for success, right? They did all this struggle. They put in X number of hours. They did everything.
They took the classes.
Yeah, they took the classes. They got the participation trophies. They got the A's. They did it the hard way, and they tried real hard. And then when that does not result in success, because it's not about effort, it's about the result. They feel like they paid their dues, and then they did not get what they bought. Like that's a lot of times.
Well, then
how
they see
feel.
AI. Well, they see AI looking better than them, and they don't understand how it was done, and then they get really insecure and upset.
Yeah, I think that AI is just rubbing salt on the wound, but I think the original wound is just like they're like, well, I did what I was supposed to do. I paid the price on the counter of life. Boom, cash on the barrelhead. Effort and trying and taking the right classes and buying the right books, even though I didn't read them, but I bought the right books. And I put all this effort in and all this sweat behind the scenes, and I spent 500 hours on this project. I spent 500 hours on it.
I spent $10,000 on this animation course. What do you mean I don't get the prize?
Yeah, I got a course with like this teacher who's a big name, and so that they do all these things, they check all these boxes, and then if their stuff isn't good, or even if it is good, but if they don't adequately market it, then they'll just be sitting there having felt like they paid for something that they never got. And I think that's where you get a lot of really bitter, angry artists. And it's a harsh wake-up
We
call.
take it out on AI.
Well, what they do is they take it out on artists that appear more successful to them. That's what they do.
Well, and actually, that's the thing is if there's a successful artist who is approving of AI, they take it on the artist too.
Well, nowadays, although it doesn't require the artist to be approving of AI. If it's an artist that's more successful than them, that's reason enough. I mean, for instance, it's probably a lot of what is fueling the aggression towards Gooseworks is the fact that Gooseworks has a show out. It's pretty successful. It's pretty well known. It's doing well. It's getting into theaters, and so there's a lot of. I mean, it sounds cliche, but there's a lot of jealousy out there from artists that cannot do that, And it might not even be because, well, Gooseworks is just more talented than you. Maybe some of them, maybe not. Maybe some of them are more talented than Gooseworks. But that's not the thing. The thing is, like, a lot of things have to come together in reality to get something like that done. Talent is part of it. Obviously, money is a huge part of it. But all the people that are on the sidelines not doing that or not being able to have that experience. Again, it doesn't even have to involve AI at all. If they see an artist that's being successful, look out, because the jealousy is going to flow.
Kind of like that crabs in a bucket mentality, if you know that one.
Oh,
Yeah, they do absolutely, and a lot of it, like that's a big part of it is exactly what you two are talking about. Like, it's just like, well, I can't do things like that. And I've been doing art for 20 years, 10 years, and I can't do things like that so quickly. Then why should anybody be able to do that? Because there's tools to do it now. And yes, you can do that. Actually, if you just learn to use this new tool, you can do that. But you won't learn to use it because, you know, it's learning a new thing. But the other part of it is a lot of people who get into art because they don't know how to make friends, because they're insufferable. Because they're like weird, controlling sociopaths. And so, yeah, they get into art because, well, I can't have friends, so I'm gonna have, like, what's the next best thing? I'm gonna have fans. I'm gonna have disciples. I don't have any like meaningful connections with my family. I'm not married. I don't have any children. I don't have any like friends or acquaintances still talk to me. So where do I see people making friends? Online. I see them making friends on Tumblr and Twitter because their art is good, so people like them. So I'm gonna do that. Believe it or not, a lot of people get into art because they think that's gonna be like an easy way to have that happen for them. And then they get into art and either it happens or it doesn't. But the ones that it does happen to, they get completely addicted to that. They can't like live without the cloud of doing art stuff and like having people follow them around and hang on their every word and all that. That's what they live for.
It's actually kind of a problem when your commission clients become your friends in your mind.
That's a huge fucking problem. You need to have that barrier there, but a lot of those people don't understand that.
I know somebody who had commission clients move in with her and made her life a hell. They're just mooching off of her
That
house
sounds
now.
like a fucking nightmare. Yeah. So if you're doing stuff like that, that's crazy. But what you see a lot of the time now, especially in furry circles, is they don't make friends with their like customers. What a lot of these people will do is they will try their best to make friends with and have these like weird online relationships with other artists, because that's seen as the more like becoming thing now. So like, especially if these people do super generic art, it's like just has like no flavor to it other than just like what the art style sort of lends itself to, like UPA stuff. They're extremely terrified of AI because they know AI is already replacing people like them because they're insufferable. People just like the art. So if people can get the art without you and you have a shitty attitude, why would they want to deal with your fucking shitty attitude? They could just get the art. And that's what a lot of people are doing now. They're just like, well, I like this guy's art, but every time I try to talk to him, he fucking insults me or like talks like I'm a fucking dog. So now I can just get the art without having to deal with him.
Like, I'm open to using AI, obviously, but it's just, especially with the graphic novel, and there's so many things that it's not going to do just right. What we're doing is complicated with Dreamkeepers, right? It's complicated scenes. There's a lot of new things. There's a lot of unique settings, unique creatures, unique gear. Like, there's so much stuff that is not generic. And it's like, an AI is really, really good at doing, like, really well done generic things that you've seen a million times. And so honestly, I do kind of think there's a lot of those big furry artists where it's like, what do I do? Well, I do generic beach girl, and I like this girl doing a generic pose, and oh, her flip-flop is coming off in this one. Oh, in this one, her other flip-flop is coming off. This is just what I do. Like, if we were just doing...
This is every picture I draw.
Yeah, every picture I draw forever, and I'll always talk about how, oh, there's a comic that I'm going to do at something, but there never is. Woo! Like, for those people, like...
In 15 years, there's never been a comic, but there will be.
I feel like it'd be so much easier if what we were doing was just, like, generic stuff like that, because at that point, oh, yeah, we could just easily, like, jump into AI, and it could, like, like save tons of time because at this point AI can totally do the generic stuff, like 100%. So it's like that's why I've got this like thing with AI where it's like, I'm not against it. I'd like to use it as a tool, but it's just not there for me quite yet. I need to mess with it a little. Animation is probably the point where I'm messing with it more right now. But I'm a little jealous of these these AI hating furries that just do totally replaceable generic stuff because it's like, man, they've got it easy. They could pick up AI and just be on Easy Street tomorrow. Then they would only do this if they actually enjoy it, which I don't think they do, actually.
Well, I mean, based on the one guy who's pumping out full illustrated pictures every 2 days and a comic and everything, it seems like he's kind of retired.
I don't know. He's making stuff. That's sort of the opposite of retirement, I think.
True. I mean, the drawing part of it.
Oh, the drawing part, yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I really enjoy drawing. Like if I had to have a Joe job and I made no money from Dreamkeepers ever, drawing would probably be one of my favorite hobbies. I would just do it for myself, like with zero of social media. Like that's what I was doing as a kid. As a kid, I was just drawing sharks and robots and dinosaurs and Ghostbusters ghosts. Social media didn't exist yet. I wasn't doing it like, man, I hope I get tons of attention for this drawing from strangers. That was not
5 likes, throw it away.
Yeah. No, this drawing isn't getting very many likes. It's like, no, every drawing got 1 like from me and I put it on my bedroom wall. That was it. But I don't know. I don't know if furries these days have their heart in the right place. I don't know if they really do it for the love of the pencil, if you know what I mean.
I think Ted Kaczynski was right about a lot of stuff, and one of the things he was right about was that, like, the system sort of creates this impossibility of doing things in earnest.
Yeah.
Like whenever everybody sees everything, and then everything is based on like what people see, and everything you create now is a performance for the entire fucking world.
Yeah. Like even streaming, like right now, it's like I kind of like streaming. I like chilling and talking with you guys, and for the people watching, thank you for watching, and I'm glad you like watching me draw. But I'm streaming because it's like, oh well, I should do some streaming while I draw. That's
You were gonna draw anyway.
Yeah, but like honestly, I was gonna draw anyway, and I like to draw anyway. Like, I don't know, drawing is the thing. Drawing and creating and like making things, that's what recharges me. That's like, and then going onto the internet and, you know, doing marketing and trying to schedule and social media, like that's stuff that I have to do for the business to operate and grow, and all of that is necessary to sustain the creation, but that's not the thing that really rejuvenates me. The thing that rejuvenates me is just being alone and making things.
Mamo says that Hazen needs to do a fart sound or this whole thing is pre-recorded.
I don't think I have one.
That's proof then it's pre-recorded.
You've got to be kidding me. Of all the things that are missing from your soundboard,
Yeah, I actually don't think I have one. I was looking.
you must
for it
have
a minute
something
ago.
close.
I
I
think
could make a fart
Fart for
noise
real.
manually, but I
I
kind
have
of
this.
That's not really a fart noise. That's close. That's
a
It's
shark.
really close.
That's different.
a generic
A shark
squish.
without reverb.
Or that could be somebody slipping in mud, you know? It's not really a fart. Man, I guess we are pre-recorded. Mambo just figured out how to break the internet. He broke
He should have played that sound. He should have played that sound earlier when we were looking at the moms.
Yeah.
Boink. I'm coming. Boink.
I'm just imagine Hazen now furiously looking through his file folders like, come on, fart noise, there gotta be one in here, where's the fart noise, where's the fart? It's like driving him crazy.
I feel like sounds like a Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers sound effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those like old Hanna-Barbera things. The one I always love is the one it's very similar to that, where they would like throw a pie in someone's face on Rescue Rangers, and it would go like, blank.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You know, it would be a great thing to do. Actually, it'd be horrible. Don't do this. Would be to get like a little portable speaker, little like good portable speaker with like a little keyboard. Go into the Backrooms movie and at strategic points just play echoing farts. as they're wandering around these empty back
Like in the
rooms.
theater.
All this suspense, suspense is building.
Oh my god.
Somebody did actually like rip ass in the fucking the what was the movie about the God, I keep wanting to call it Fahrenheit. It's not Fahrenheit. It's fucking atom bomb guy. What's his name?
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Oppenheimer, yeah.
Oppenheimer, yeah.
That's
There's like a scene in Oppenheimer where like the I think the first atom bomb is like being under like a nuclear test. And they blow it up and it's just completely silent like during that scene. And there was like a thing someone recorded on TikTok where they were just like, I guess, trying to record the scene to show people, and just somebody in the theater just goes like, and then everybody just starts laughing like uncontrollably.
Oh, I saw that video.
All right,
It was
well.
glorious.
Well, we're over time.
Oh, we are
For
over
5
time.
minutes. Yeah, we are. You've overstayed your welcome,
We've
sir.
overstayed our welcome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching us draw some creatures for the upcoming lore book. Serapeum is going to be exotic and fun, and there's going to be some things that your character can do in Serapeum that you can't do in Andaruna, because not everything is everywhere. Not every place is the same. Are we...
And you can eat all of these. You can eat all of these creatures.
Eat them? What do you... I mean, I guess you... Some of them might not be a
This
good
is
idea.
the menu. This
Well-
is the menu of things you can eat.
So, well, yeah,
Like
some
an
of
easy
them,
bake meal?
Some of them, if you're lost in the wilderness and you have to like forage for food, some of them you might eat. Are you happy? You can eat some of them, but some of them might eat you. Ooh, look out! Are we still potentially launching the GarageBand campaign on June 1st? I know we were
On the first, yeah.
All right, so it's official then.
We'll
Everyone-
have everything set up by then. So yeah, go and follow what is happening.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see the next book publishing campaign from Vivid, that's us, go sign up for the GarageBand Kickstarter. There's a pre-launch page so you can get notified on launch, and we do have June 1st scheduled for the launch date, so look forward to that.
I'll get you the link in 1 second. Kickstarter fucking kicked me out.
Link coming up in one
Oh, so it's
second.
4 kicking.
Kickstarter,
There it is.
sometimes it's kick stopper, kick outer.
Kickenheimer.
Kickenheimer. Everyone go click there and you'll be greeted with an immediate fart sound effect.
If only.
We should ask Kickstarter. Kickstarter, is there a way for us to customize our landing page for the pre-launch where there's a fart sound as soon as someone navigates to it? Pretty sure I know the answer, but it'd be fun. to
Please
ask.
actually send them that email.
We're like, we'll look
Get an
into it.
automated response. Yeah, sure.
They're like, you are the reason we have trouble with Stripe. It's you. You caused it.
The payment processors hate you.
Stripe
specifically.
is just like, no.
They hear every time Stripe hears a fart sound, they're like, "This one's going out. This one's going down."
This is beyond high risk.
I wonder who the person is. Where it's like their job at Stripe is just go around Kickstarter and find things to pull the plug on. It's your job. All right, Cindy, are you up for it? I am so up for it. I'm gonna sit on Kickstarter all day, and as soon as I see a campaign,
Ew, sound.
campaign
Goodbye.
it's going away. This one farted on me. It's gone. You are no longer supported.
Farted it right in my face.
No, we're not reinstating it. It farted right in my mouth, and I hated it. It's obviously
I just imagine like a little fucking Looney Tunes looking shit where like she's like browsing and then just like a fucking bare ass just like jumps out of the computer like like sits like right in her mouth and blows her fucking cheeks out.
the glasses go flying.
Ew,
back.
no, goodbye. Canceled.
Her hair is like completely vertically back from her head now, like it's in a cartoon,
Yeah.
like in a 90s commercial.
Her head just explodes like a blown out cartoon cigar.
I've always thought that Like the Looney Tunes damage aesthetic mixed with live action footage was always so funny to me. I feel like its heyday was 90s kids
Yeah.
commercials. Oh man, good stuff.
It was great when they mixed it with like cartoons directly in there too. Like I think about the fake hair flying back with the.
Oh yeah, fake hair flying back was the
Yeah.
best.
Got it, my pops.
All right, well that's it. We're ending the stream now before we get any more fart jokes in. So you guys all have a good weekend. We'll be streaming again on Monday, and look out for that June 1st Garage Band launch from Kickstarter by Vivid. Stream ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.